Start of the football season, great time to be talking about football, those kind of warriors, and our wounded warriors. We are welcoming in Morgan Fox, defensive end of the Atlanta Falcons, and his father, Joe, who is the regional director of the Project Odyssey portion of the Wounded Warrior Project. Thanks, guys, for spending a few moments with us. Joe, I want to start with you, Dad. What kind of mental health issues did you face when you were trying to transition from being a soldier to a civilian?
Yeah, transitioning from my time as a warrior and a soldier, I came back not really understanding some of the changes that had happened, but realizing quickly that I needed some help. And some of those issues included post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety, depression, and kind of a loss of self, a loss of purpose, a loss of my identity and who I was. I found myself isolating and being wanting to be by myself more and more.
How hard is it to get other warriors to understand that this is not something unique to them, that there are hundreds and probably thousands of men and women who have these same kind of problems transitioning?
Yeah, so I think a lot of times because you don't want to share any of this information, especially while you're serving, you're afraid that it might ruin your career. You're afraid that it might have adverse effects. Are some of my rights going to be taken away? Those are some of those questions that you'll ask yourself. And so warriors tend to hold on to these issues and don't like to share them. And then that burden starts to get too heavy, and gets so heavy to the point where you start perhaps thinking about suicide. And that's where we found ourselves, and trying to find a way to get help. Was able to find help through an organization like Wounded Warrior Project that provided some opportunities, some skills, and some resources to help me understand that suicide didn't have to be the answer.
There you go. Morgan, you kind of got it from both sides. You grew up in this family with your dad making this transition, and you've got to deal with the tough guy football player kind of mentality as well, where there are mental health issues that are just now really starting to come out, and guys are starting to talk about it.
Yeah, you're right. And, I think it's a definite change. People are now starting to talk about it, especially from when I first came into the NFL. It wasn't something that was talked about a lot, but there are so many similarities between athletes and warriors when it comes to the mental health side of things. That you have these days that you're on the mountain and you're the king of the world, and then you have days that you've dug yourself into a hole and you feel like you'll never get out of it. So the hardest thing in these situations, with the similarities between warriors and veterans, is we've all been taught to be the tough guy, to be Superman, to wear this burden by yourself. No one needs to know, but at the end of the day, you got to take that first step and talk, and go ask someone or talk to someone about what's going on. A 10 to 15 minute conversation is great.
Yeah, you recently went to a Wounded Warrior Project mental health event. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, it was great. The Project Odyssey was a blast. It was really cool to see all these veterans come in from across the country, link up on a day when most people weren't talking to each other, and leave by the end really good friends. And just watching them share their issues and learn that they're not alone, and to learn to ask for help, and then also develop the tools to help them get out of that hole that we all dig ourselves into. It was a really cool experience for me.
Yeah, Joe, you were part of that event as well. How can people who are transitioning back, what's the best way for them to get involved in all of this, to find out, to maybe start getting some answers?
Yeah, so I mean, it's the first step is taking ownership and really going out and empowering yourself to ask for help. And then through that, with Wounded Warrior Project, the easiest way to find out more about Wounded Warrior Project is to jump online and go to woundedwarriorproject.org. And from there, you'll be connected to the Resource Center, which will help get you all of the resources and programming that you might need for yourself, whether it's physical health and wellness, or if it's a mental health and and wellness program or an economic solution that you're looking for. Wounded Warrior Project has the ability to be able to help a lot of those warriors through that.
Joe, we appreciate the time. Also, Morgan, the Foxes, father and son. Morgan with the Atlanta Falcons, thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with us and hopefully bringing some light to this. Take care.
Appreciate
Thank you.
You. Have a
Thanks
good
for
one.
having us.
We want to thank all of our guests for making us just a little bit smarter over the last 30 minutes, and a special thanks to you for spending some time with us and tuning in. If you missed anything at all, we'll be back in 90 minutes. I'm Bob Stevens.